The one thing that comes quickly to mind is I didn't mention when I first got my Cora that my wife had had a miscarriage that morning. She had a miscarriage that morning, and we had been trying to have a baby for years. So I went with her to the hospital. I was there all day. Uh, when my wife came out the hospital, the doctor said, "You can't have babies." And the nurse told us, "Don't listen to him. You just go in and have a baby." So we got back on the mill and we're trying to find ways to have this baby. And we wound up at Dr. Freddie King's. Freddie King was a percussionist with the Count Basie band, but he had become a doctor using light and sound therapy. And my wife is very, very straightforward. She's very practical. So we were reaching out when I dragged her to Dr. Freddie King's. So he treated her 3 times for 3 months. He said, "I'll treat you for 3 months and then you go make a baby." So that's what we did. After 3 months, we went and made a baby. But the thing was that they had to put her on bed rest in the beginning. And then she was sitting on the edge so precariously that they put her in the hospital on bed rest. And so I'd go to the hospital, visit her during the day, and then I would come home at night, and it was just me and the Cora. So that's really when I started playing. Sergio and Sally, they would come over like in the evening, and we'd play, and then they would go, and I'd be sitting in the dark because I wanted to do it in the dark because I didn't want to have to look at my fingers trying to find the notes. In the dark, you're just blind, so you just have to feel them. So we were there month after month, going to the hospital, come home. And then the time came they were going to do a C-section. So they called me up in the middle of the night, and I went down there and put on a white outfit and the white boots and everything. And I was in a room with her, and all of a sudden the doctor says, "You have to get out, you got to get out, you got to get out," because they had a complication. So I go out into the waiting area, and I am like, I have this light in my head, a clear light. I knew I wanted her to be all right. And it was as close as I ever came to realizing what prayer was. It was just me and whatever was divine, that she would be all right. And a few minutes later, the nurse comes out with this little purple thing. And what happened was the umbilical cord had gotten wrapped around her neck. She said, "This is your daughter. Isn't she cute? That's all purple and wrinkly and everything." And the doctor's up the hall. He says, "What are you doing? Come on, come on, come on," because they want to put her in the incubator. But she was fine, and Kat, my wife, she was fine. She had gotten kind of fever. She had to stay there some extra days. But I realized then, I thought I was learning how to play the Cora at that point, but I was praying. I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't know, because my wife was in the hospital every day. She got like 3 shots, and the longer she was in the hospital, the more it became apparent to me that she was trying to keep the baby. And so anyway, her coming out, and the baby coming home, Kebe, my daughter, she's a hardhead, really hardhead. She wouldn't eat in the hospital. They were trying to feed her, and they thought something was wrong. I got this idea. I said, I'll get some breast milk. So I got some breast milk. I put it, and she just sucked it up, just like that. And so they sent her home. But there's this bond. When she was real young, I'd play for her. She got to be 2, 3. She'd come to me, "Daddy, play. I want to dance." So it starts in there, and then for me, it's a wave that carries me wherever I go.